welcome to the next session of Fractures of Reality. Quite a bit happened last session. Quite a bit definitely happened.
Yep.
Would anyone like to summarize it, or shall I do my best to summarize it? Alright, so everyone had a delightful conversation with Cricket, and a certain elf named Korax decided to make a deal with Vienna, who is the god of magic, to spite Cricket. And so they have all been teleported to where his mother is to discuss certain matters. And that is where we left off. In terms of who is coming, Paulus is coming, but Rango and a certain vampire are staying behind. Mainly
I
because...
feel like that.
Go on.
Sorry. I feel like what Korix did is going to have major consequences.
With that,
No, it'll be fine.
With that said, you all look around. It's quite bright. You know, it's daytime and it's fairly grassy. There's a few places in the distance where you can see what looks like mines. In terms of the place, it's definitely larger than a town, but it's fairly medieval compared to the places that you've been. Like, even Appalachia is more developed than this place. For example, they're still using wells to get water. Whereas
it's like a small hamlet.
So it's busy and there is a definite population here, but it's clear that they haven't been developed as much as, say, the Elf City, for example. And those of you who want to roll history for me can get a bit more information about that. Otherwise, I will move on. Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
So, anything I... Borax?
Oh.
You think it's just because they're poor? Alright, so Ryu and Charlotte, do you know this area is called the feudal colonies? Basically, they're small groups of people who want to go back to the way things used to be before technology and guns got introduced, and they dedicate themselves to a more traditional way of living because they're nostalgic for the days of old when they could die to chicken pox. And
so poor of wallet and mind.
Yeah.
With that said, you guys goes around the town and you do spot your mother just not about maybe 5-10 steps away. She is currently talking to 3 rather curious figures. Also, there's a ton of people around in gear and metal gear that are clearly soldiers. But the 3 individuals she is talking to catch you off guard at first. Because one of them is a drow.
Do we recognize this drow?
Hold on a second, my screen's bugged again.
Oh no.
What if I do this? Can I get it back now? There we go, I got it. Let me just quickly fix this up so it doesn't do this again. Basically there's a bug with Roll20 where if you open something up with a large screen and then you open it up with a smaller screen, it can glitch out so you can't actually close it. You know, with handouts. Okay. So, the woman in question is, as mentioned, a drow. She's got, you know, silver white hair, dark onyx skin, red eyes. And the moment you all arrive, she looks towards you.
What?
The second figure is a brown-haired elf with it looks like there's a black. It looks like he's gotten wet, not enough sleep at all, because his eyes have these black rings around them, and he's wearing this ornately decorated, fluffy coat with a red trim around the neck.
Do I recognize either of these people?
No, and right beside this guy is a skeleton with orange hair wearing a top hat.
Eh?
My God. Okay then.
What do you all do?
Eh. Firstly, I wave awkwardly at all of these people.
Your mother notices that the drow's looking at something, and turns to look her over, and then spots you all, and walks over to you. Ah, I see you made it.
Hello. This is...
Somehow.
Yeah. Is there a stable somewhere? I need to put Star Child somewhere safe.
Oh yes. She motions to one of the guards and says, "Take the horse to the stable. We've got things to discuss."
Okay,
And
okay.
the guard goes over the horse and begins to lead them away.
Okay, make sure they have plenty of space.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you're here. We've actually been discussing the rather unsettling bit of information you discovered.
And
Well, would you like to join our discussion about it? I mean, you only gave me the information maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago. We haven't really had time to properly discuss it.
Okay.
Sure?
Like you guys
Charlotte
sent the sending right before you guys teleported. Sorry, Charlotte,
Yeah.
go on.
I was gonna say Charlotte's gonna stay behind, and I'll just do that a bit later. Just let me know when you got time.
I got time now.
I was gonna just try to talk to Cricket for a minute.
I get you. All right, I'll come. I'll have her talk to Charlotte in a second.
Okay.
Ah, right. I should introduce you to the 3 people behind me. As you know, we've kind of run into a bit of a tight situation in terms of allies due to, the whole treason thing that has been falsely put on our shoulders.
Unfortunate.
So we've had to go searching rather far for allies, and these 3 behind me are the representatives of the allies we have managed to uncover to assist us.
Can't help but notice that most of them are undead.
Yes, well, you know how hard it is to find good help these days. With their assistance and our own forces, we have managed to get together around 15,000 men.
Do you happen to know whether or not our enemy will be using any forces from the city?
I'm pretty sure that entire city is filled with their forces. I mean, they're all cultists, are they not?
Mm,
I'd imagine even the children have some sort of training.
That's just okay.
Not that I'm
Cora's just
not that I'm saying we kill children. I'm just saying that even the children are most likely going to be against us down there.
Yeah.
no. I wasn't talking about the Drow city down there. I was talking about the city that you were just exiled from.
The old city.
What was the question about the old city again then, sorry? This is out of character here.
She asked if those forces are part of our enemies or not.
Ah. While some of them might be a part of the enemies, the biggest thing is getting all of the forces to the Underdark, which is where the real difficulty lies. It is for that reason that we have so few soldiers here right now, as most of them are already marching their way to the Underdark.
Okay.
We have about 5,000 men currently marching to the Underdark, and the other 10,000 are being volunteered by, and she glances behind her, these individuals.
Define volunteered.
Their commanding officer, the one they follow is the god Vienna. And well, she enlisted them to help us because she wants the barrier broken.
The enemy of my enemy.
They're not really here to help us take the city or save the world so much as break the barrier from the inside.
Okay.
Should be our main priority then.
I mean, without the barrier, we would be able to get certain powerful allies on our side. She glances
Fair.
to Ryu at this.
Right.
Still, I am willing to hear your counsel on this, Korax. As your father is not here at the moment, if you have any questions or wish to just talk to them, you may.
Hey, hey,
So I'll put this in plain English for Korax because Vienna is his character.
yeah,
Basically, Vienna sent them because she's tired of this barrier being such a bitch and is sending them in.
yeah.
And I imagine her orders were something like, "Just get rid of the stupid thing so I can go and kill that other god for spiting me," or something like that.
Yeah.
Eh,
That's just my guess. It's your character, but that was the reasoning
Well,
behind it.
you've got around the right idea.
But yeah.
Eh. Well, I am not really in a position to criticize you about this, Mother.
In the end, we just need to use what forces we can, and 5,000 is not a large number if we're going to raid an entire stronghold, if you know what I mean.
Least of all-
15,000 might be capable, though.
Have the 5,000 that you've already sent at least been warned that the drow know they're coming?
Not yet, no. I've been like I said, you all sent that message 10 minutes ago, and I've been determining what to do about it.
Are those forces being led by anyone we would know?
No.
Then I guess sending is out of the question.
I can send to them, it's just I don't have any orders to send to them right this moment because I only found out this information 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we need to discuss this more with everybody else here.
Sending costs magic, and I only have so many scrolls. I have to be careful what I send and when I choose to send it. So I would rather come to a decision on what to do before I send, rather than waste a second scroll.
Okay.
Right?
With that said, you're free to go and meet the other. Well, I suppose they're commanders of their forces? Only one of them has that air, though. I'm not sure what the other two are about.
And and and
Yes?
I guess I'd better do that.
So, while the rest of you are heading out and heading down, she will then look towards Charlotte and say, "You have a question in your eyes. Shall we discuss?"
Yes, I would love that.
She will nod and follow you to wherever you're going.
Sure, I would lead away. I want to talk to Cricket first, but that's fine. I actually have two things I want to do with her too.
Sure. You got the floor. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm sure you're familiar with other realities. Is that correct?
Are you asking this to Cricket or...
To the woman.
Not really, no. What? Why?
I may not made a lot of progress in the military with where you're standing, but there was once a point in life where I fused with another of myself from that world. That person had to do a lot of sacrifices to go where she was. The reason I ever bring this up, however, is even when the odds were stacked against her, when the soldiers was on average about 10 to 1, she still did the missions correctly. Would you like some of my insight on that?
Well, yes. If you're a friend of Korax, then I trust your judgment on such matters.
Ah, you must not know much about the military then. Very well. Yes, I would like to give them some insights with the other ambassadors I am seeing over there. However, I would need a count on their numbers, and I would like preferably have an opening map where you plan to strike. If we're talking about tactics, you're going to need to change them.
Well, in terms of numbers, we have 5,000 of our own men, and they have brought 10,000 with them. As for the map, She unrolls a map of the Drow city that you all have seen. This is the best map we have.
Your goal is to take over the city, correct? Or is it to stop or break down the barrier?
To stop their summoning of their god.
They're likely going to use the same tower that I have seen before, and that's the case. They're going to need a distractionary force.
Well, this is all stuff that I would prefer to discuss with the others as well.
Very well.
Are there any other questions you have?
Not from you. Thank you though for your time.
Very well. She moves to join the others. Really quick, Ninja, you okay?
Mm-hmm.
You need anything? You doing anything?
No, I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted, but I'm good.
Okay. Charlotte?
I like to think and try to talk to Cricket.
Alright, what are you asking?
Cricket, I got 2 questions for you. Well, one's a question, one's a request, if you don't mind me asking.
Yes?
I'll start with the question. When I make machinery, it is your magic that's altering them, is it not?
You wished for power, did you not?
I did. However, this leads into the actual question then. They all seem more alive, with personalities of their own, even things I don't predict or implanted in them. That's abnormal, would you not say?
Is it?
Unexpected results is common with test subjects and such. However, these are attributes of beings that have souls. If my guess is right, whose souls are these?
I would not know.
Very well. And then here comes my request. It's a very simple one. I hope you can do it. Can you just let Rachel know I plan to return when I can?
I shall do
Just
so.
not leave her in the dark. That's all.
It has been done.
You're rather quick.
If there is anything,
Thank you.
if there is nothing else, I shall return to my duties.
You take care.
Alright, and you go to rejoin the others?
Yep.
Meanwhile,
So, now I will get to introductions. Cicada, you watch the butler, and he lifts a hand, and he rattles to you welcomingly. Welcomingly. The,
looks fun.
the second figure, the drow, continues to watch you all carefully. She doesn't so much say anything as just watch you all. And the final figure, well, he opens his arms wide and says, "Good morning, everyone. I trust you are all doing delightfully well on this lovely day."
Oh, he looks like fun.
Hmm.
I feel better than I did earlier today, considering we're finally coming up with a plan.
Yes, plans are just lovely, aren't they? My name is Gryle, and I am what you would call a lich. A pleasure to meet you all.
Aren't liches evil?
Oh, yes, we're
Yes.
very evil. But it's still a pleasure to meet you all.
And yeah, Korax does not take her hand off the hilt of her sword. She doesn't draw it, but she
Your, your friend there is very smart. Most people should react like that. He gives a soft laugh and he just sort of leans back as he puts a hand to his chin and just says, "Now you're all quite powerful. I can sense the energy radiating off you. I can see why certain undead would have rather wary opinions of you. You might not know this, but you're actually quite the talk in the undead community. Why, I heard of this. I heard that there was a Kenku that one-shot this giant undead beast, quite a few months ago."
Wait, did
That
I
was
do that?
creepy. That was really creepy.
Did
She
I
was
do
not
that?
herself at the time, but enough of that.
It was honestly really vogue. Whoever did that, they have my props. That was quite a good show.
Hmm.
Out of character. I do remember that happening, but I know that it was Cricket, so Cicada doesn't remember.
But yes, I am Grail, and I have command of, well, naturally the undead. We also have an ally who happens to be a mind flayer.
What?
Mind Flayer?
Yes,
I am
yes.
trusting the Alliance less and less with every word you speak.
I get that a
Where do you
lot.
get your souls then?
Oh, don't worry about it. We got this artificial soul deal going on with, my old friend, Fiona. She's such a lovely person, ain't she? She's just the absolute best.
I don't believe you.
Well, when we were
Artificial
both
souls.
living in the same city, I believe it was her idea to get the undead skeletons to begin a cleaning service where they would walk around the town every morning and pick up any garbage bags left out on the street and then carry them to the incinerator where we would then burn them, blazing getting rid of them. It was all quite efficient.
And this is all for Vierna.
Clara?
Mm-hmm.
He's too stupid to be lying.
My God.
Clara eats up and she says, "Seems like he's telling the truth about the artificial souls."
Okay.
Jezebel just puts a hand on her hip and gives lots of cracks. And this is the god you pledged to. Well done.
To Corax. Ugh.
Korax paid enough attention to put her hand on everything, but she's mostly still got her attention on the drow.
We all go way back. Like we knew all the hold on. Tongue twist. We know all the Vierne. We know old Vierne from way back when she was still mortal.
Does she
Oh,
know
yeah.
about that? Does she know about that nickname?
No, but I mean, it's fine. We go way back. I'm sure she won't smite me for it. Well, no, she probably would, but I mean, I'll probably survive, so it's fine.
Yeah. He's a lip, she's immortal.
I see.
I mean, it's not like this is my actual body. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yeah.
I don't doubt Bjorna has it within her means to find your phylactery.
Oh, of course she would, but I mean, would you hurt this face? He strikes a pose with his long flowing fabric and just gives a smile.
And a bolt of green fire rains from the sky, and just domes him right in the head.
Ow!
And then another one just like hits onto the ground, and the word "yes" is seared into the ground right next to him.
Oh, you're no fun, baby. I guess I will try to be respectful. He just gives this sort of slumped look as he says, "But yes, we're here on behalf of Vienna. I'm not in charge, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would order the army to begin to bake a cake. and maybe build a nice manor so we have somewhere comfortable to live while we're in the area. But then again, we're gonna be marching soon, so I suppose it's fine. But yes, the drow here is who's actually in command, naturally.
Isabel just gives a sigh as she glances over to Cicada and Charlotte and says, I thought our group was a ragtag bunch. This is actually worse.
And Korax is still looking at the drow, looking over the red and bronze, the ornate red and bronze robe she's wearing. She sent, and I wouldn't call it all ragtag, egg tag. She said, egg. This one's a high-ranking priest.
Astute of you. I am.
More so as not ragtag as the fact that everybody's goal seems to be a little scattered.
Our mission is not the same as yours. However, our missions do align.
I gathered that. I assume it's basically going to be a free for all once the barrier comes down.
Correct. Our goal
Which
is
is a
to take down the
concern.
barrier. Nothing more, nothing less. That is our goal.
And what exactly is the plan so far?
You all watch as Ryle speaks up to answer you and says, "Oh, that's because I'm quite insane in the head. You see, you know how it is. The longer you live, the longer you live, the longer you live, the longer you live, and you know."
Did Vienna send you just so she wouldn't have to listen to you talk for a while?
Yes, exactly. Though we are good friends, I have gone steadily more loopy in my old age, you could say. I am still quite powerful and quite strong and quite friendly and quite deadly, but I am quite insane. I will readily admit that.
Yeah, that's immortality for you.
That's immortality for
So,
you.
so you're saying the longer people are alive, the more insane they get?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think you had. Well, I don't think you have much to lose, Chlora, so you should be fine.
I mean, it's not the brain damage that gets you, it's the brain damage that gets you.
You just said the same thing?
Exactly. That's the joke. Welcome to the joke. My name is Gryle.
Right?
I hope. I hope for the sake. I hope for the sake of all that is holy, this never happens to Alex.
Well, gods are a bit immune to that, as they have this whole, how to put it? Well, we have a singular brain. Gods have multiple brains in this large brain network that allows them to hold information much more easily compared to us poor mortals with our singular brain.
It's called seeing and listening through the eyes and ears of their followers.
Ah, okay.
Jezebel looks a little annoyed as they're talking about this, but stays quiet.
Are you alright there, dear? Are you alright there? You look a little, your expression is angry, I think? I'm gonna say angry. Is it the lich thing? Because I assure you, I am not interested in killing you at this point.
No, to be honest, Carx there is the one that's actually more suspicious of you than I am. More
Oh!
so is just the fact that we're talking about gods.
Oh, in that case, I'll just shut up. And he just smiles.
Yeah, that's a bit of a heavy topic even for her,
Well, you only needed
especially
to
for her.
ask.
Okay, anyways, back to the topic at hand.
Indeed.
Trying to get rid of this barrier.
Yes.
Indeed. Can we please get back to the topic at hand and stop getting off track? I would like to exactly figure out what exactly the plan is.
Well, we have sent spies in through the barrier, and we have determined that the barrier is powered by a power source, and the power source is a god. We will go in, we will kill this god, send them back to the god plane or whatever it is the gods go to when they die, and then the barrier will fall.
Kill
you
a
have
god.
Did you seriously just say kill a god with a straight face?
She slowly turns her head towards Ryu and stares at him.
New question. Jezebel says, waving a hand to get their attention, with a slight smile. Who or which god are we killing?
Trying to remember. It's the spider one, so it's just
Yurgumo?
I believe it's Shuragumo. Let me quickly double check.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Juragumo.
Do we have something that can kill a god?
One
Oh,
second.
we have that one god. There was that one god-slaying sword.
Yes, you know, the sword you all retrieved. Sorry, I was getting that up. Yes, you know the sword you all retrieved for Vienna?
Yeah.
So that's why she needed that sword.
Bath nods.
Kill an evil spider god. Okay.
They're using a spider god as a source. Interesting.
When on the mortal plane, they use what is called. It's basically a doll shaped to whatever the god wishes. This doll is mortal, but it won't die of old age and things like that. But it can be killed. And once killed, that god will return to their realm in the I keep forgetting what it's called. I know the realm of the gods has a proper name to it. Their
Just
place
call
in
it the Astro.
their place in the realm of the gods.
Celestial plane or something like that?
Yeah, I think it might have been the celestial plane. Either way. And when Jaragumo returns to that plane, my god, Fiona will be there waiting to enter.
So we have to kill the avatar of a god. Okay.
Does anyone have an insight of 15 or higher?
Insight?
Passive insight?
Yes, passive.
My passive is 16
Same.
for insight.
Okay. You two get the impression that she's not telling you everything.
What does that? Where do I find passive insight? Because
All right. So on it's not an actual passive thing. You check your insight. For example, you have a 7, so you add 8, then you add that 7.
Isn't it 10? That's how passive perception works. It's 10 plus
Oh,
your proficiency.
it's 10. Then yeah. 10 plus 10 plus your wisdom.
So basically,
plus-
whatever you would get if you rolled a 10.
So 17 is your passive.
Mine is 16.
Okay. Continuing on now.
Is it really going to be that simple, though?
Question, actually.
Go on.
Dia. Was that icy when she says, my god? Oh, I mean Vierna.
That was more me stumbling because I have no idea what Varth would call Vienna.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. That was icy, this would be a different reaction.
Yeah, like, I'm
Alright.
not sure if Varth would call her god or she'd call her Vienna, because, again, the whole new and mortal thing.
And 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 Varth calls her Vienna.
Alright, well, that's that.
Yeah, for being a high priest, it's just there's not really a whole lot of reverence there.
Alright, with that said, that's what those with the passive insight determine. The rest, you may continue.
I was gonna
There's a-
say, is it really going to be that simple, though?
Yep, Jezebel also narrows her eyes in suspicion as well.
Am I missing something? Clara says.
I'm sorry.
Seems we're not being
Go on.
seems we're not quite being told the whole truth. It seems like you have more to say, dear.
Well, of course I'm not going to tell you the whole truth. We might be working together, but we are not allies.
But we still need information to make sure we get out of this alive. If we're withholding information and we don't know this and it takes one of our lives, some of us may not quite be merciful.
I can assure you the information that I have not told you is not related to the mission at hand. It is none of your business. Simple as that.
Hmm. Okay. So, what's the plan here? Are we just gonna try and sneak into the Drow city, or?
Oh no, we're not going to sneak in. We're going to walk right in through their front door.
Oh, jeez.
That's gonna be a one-way trip for a lot of people.
That's why you bring an army of undead.
That's why there's so many undead around.
Ah, okay.
Oh dear.
I guess
Yeah, you don't see anything invisible, Charlotte. Nice try, though. Nice try. I'll give you a point of inspiration for that.
undead will be a more reliable diversion than a few idiot hunters.
I mean, you probably see a few ghosts, but
Gorax, you see your mother cough a bit at that. Your brother and his friends have been kidnapped, by the way. Captured, I should say.
oh,
Of course they have, and I suppose rescuing them is our job.
I mean, if they happen to be on your way, then I mean, you could release them if you want, but it's entirely up to you, you know? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I mean, he is your brother.
To be fair, if he stays put, he won't cause any trouble.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
He'll probably complain that he doesn't have his gun.
So,
I mean,
and
it
your
should
mother.
also be noted that it's if, of course, if we were to leave if him there, that well, that might be the biggest demoralizing effect. That might demoralize the Drow more than anything we could ever do.
The biggest thing is more that. Well, no, I'll get to that. So, I'm going to go over the plan with you all and explain what we were originally going to do before you delivered that concerning message about, well, the burned message and its concerning contents. She breathes in. So, their army will be the first to go in. They will go in through the front entrance and cause a commotion. We will then bring our 5,000 forces through the back entrance and pincer them. While this is all going on, your group will make your way to the tower and try to destroy the portal. While you are all doing that, their elite group will be going through to destroy the barrier. If all goes well, we will be able to destroy both within quick succession.
So, do they need to be destroyed at a similar time, or could they be an extended difference in time?
They don't need to be destroyed at a similar time, but the longer one isn't destroyed, the more chance that, well, for example, if the barrier is destroyed but the portal isn't, they might do some sort of emergency failsafe measure. Or if the
Mm.
portal is destroyed but the barrier isn't, the god might still be alive by then, and thus be able to just put it back into place and kill you all.
Okay. Good to know.
So if we have to kill them, if we have to deal with them in any order, the ideal order would be first the portal, then the god.
Ideally, you want to kill the god first, because otherwise the god might very well wake up. But in general, we just need to make sure they're killed around the same time, so that none of the drow have a chance to form a counterattack. The general idea is our forces will sweep in through their flank and demolish any who are currently getting ready to put up a proper fight, while the undead army will take out the less armored folk who have yet to put on a proper defense. However, that was the plan. And as you all remember, she holds out the message which she wrote down from the sending. Like, she wrote down what you sent to her. It's clear they know we are planning something. And if I had to guess what this said, here is what I guess. Attack is en route. That would be our army. The elves attacked the fortress, aka you all attacked the vampire fortress. Everything is, perhaps it says, going according to plan, or perhaps it says not to plan. It could be either one there. If all goes well, we can something plan and release our god. That is the most concerning bit.
Huh. Is that Cicada has been growing increasingly more worried. Because the last time she went into the Drow City, Cricket got mind controlled, and that wasn't a fun time for anyone.
We also have information. Now, what color was the portal when you all visited the city?
Out of character, it was green, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
It was red. Unless it
Cora
turned.
might have seen it. I think it went from red, yellow, and then to green.
Well, what was it?
God.
You're not gonna tell us, Lola. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's.
I think it was green.
It was It was. It was. I believe
Or blue.
it changed multiple colors.
Yeah, it changed multiple colors
Yeah.
over time. Yeah.
But it did start out red. The last
Started
color
as
it
red.
was black, though.
Right.
You know, red for the meat dimension. Well,
Hmm.
she leans back a bit and she says, well, it's purple now. And we had reports of music coming through it for a bit of time, but there's no longer music coming through it now.
Ooh.
In fact, it's absolutely silent from what the report says.
But it's the same color as when music was going through it.
No,
No,
it's not. It
Hmm.
was never purple.
But it was. Yeah, it wasn't purple before. It was red, and there was music, which was mind controlling Cricket, I think.
Mhm.
And then it went black, and we were all sucked in, and then we all fell in.
One thing for sure, we had to be weary of music.
Blah. No offense, Clara.
The question is, do we continue with the attack despite despite the chance that the attack might be exactly what they want?
That is the question, isn't it?
As you can see, this isn't something that can be discussed within 10 minutes. She gives a look towards certain people who said, why haven't you come up with a plan yet?
Uh,
We could try sending someone in to get more information, but it sounds like you have an inside source already.
We did. However, they determined it was too dangerous to stay any longer.
Hmm.
No, this is wrong.
Huh?
Charlotte?
What do you mean, Charlotte?
Necker?
If the burnt note was to inform them of an attack is en route, the phrasing is wrong. Also, they wouldn't refer to us as the elves if we're talking about the mansion we attacked. Those are both incorrect.
That's
This is
true.
also, we have no idea where they got the information from. As far as I can tell, we don't have a scrying orb on us. Secondly, who's leaking information then? It comes down to the person. How many people know of this attack? And if so, who can we suss out for it? Lastly, let's regard the note entirely as a different meaning then, if all those came into place. Attack is en route. What attack? Pinpointing the elves. The elves left the fortress. Everything is going according to plan. If all goes well, we can. That is the missing bit.
That does
That
make sense. I mean, it's not like that vampire stayed there to write a note while we were attacking him.
not only that is, weren't you guys exiled from the city, the army that's left behind? So who's in the elves' capital right now?
You watch as she sort of freezes in place.
The goal wasn't to stay underground. The goal was to rise from it. That's their goal. That's why they wanted the god.
You mean to say we're too late?
I'm afraid the way you're going to an empty city. That isn't entirely a theory, though.
You see her sort of step back a bit and then lean against the wall as she holds her head for a moment, absorbing this information.
Well, we do have access to Vienna, who can confirm or deny if the elf city is inhabited by drow now. Is this not correct? I'm pretty
Whatever
sure
it
she
is
would also
not,
notice if there's like a god blocking barrier in town as well.
Flora, the point is though, is the attack is en route. They haven't got the city yet. And that's what this note means. There's a lot of unanswered questions here, and the last sentence is the most concerning. What could they get from the elf city that would help them release their god? Well,
Agreed. Well,
Hmm.
She just sort of shakes her head and says, I need to think.
would you know what's so important that they would want the city for? Is this information that you can't tell us?
The king, maybe?
Hey, say, it, it. Come to think of it, it's not. It wasn't just the. It isn't just the tower that can open, It can open the portals to other worlds, right? You got. We were able. We were able to bring you. We were able to bring half of the other half of us back using one of those orbs.
This is
She
true.
she pauses at that and then she says, how did you know that there's a she then she then pauses to hold her mouth for a second and then she says, there is something in the city.
Oh. Oh god.
Oh,
If it's one of the orbs of magic, oh, that's what they're after.
Wasn't didn't Korax's dad say that like the drow already had some orb or something like that?
There is there is one thing in the city. I'm a bit hesitant to mention it, but
I'm a little late. Too late for that, dear. Might as well just spit it out.
if you say what you think I say, I'll tell you what I feel about the situation then.
Is there any? Is there any secure spot where we could probably discuss this?
she looks around for a moment and then she says, abjuration.
That's the study of counter magic.
What about it?
As in shields, barriers, dispelling magic.
We in the past we've used the stone as a way to protect the city in emergencies. Like when the calamity happened, we used it to power a barrier to keep the city.
My god, that's what they're after.
And if they get the stone, I can use it like I forgot who. Some bad stuff would happen.
Well, for
Alrighty,
one,
and then here's my answer to your worry. Yes, it is already too late.
Oh god.
There's a certain individual that framed your husband, one who is able to travel pretty quickly. And far as I know, that individual is working with the Drow on that side.
I need to call back the army. We need to head to the city right away.
Charlotte, are you talking about the same are you talking about out that are you talking about the same man are you talking about the same man and that accused my grandfather of Rudy's kidnapping?
No, actually, something completely different.
Is this the boss guy?
It is. Though I don't know his,
Boss.
But
though I don't know his source of magic, or if it's even magic at this point, I do know he has two evidence leads to this. He can make portals that goes to other dimensions. Though I don't know how far they travel. Secondly, he does have a wild magic nature tied to him, as far as I can tell anyway. From
But
prior evidence.
he was detained by Vierna's followers a long time ago.
Yeah, and recent news is he broke the vault. So that is out of the question.
You hear Vav speak up and then say, "Are you talking about that tiefling with the boss mark?"
Yeah, that
Very
guy.
one.
I've been trying to forget about him.
As far as I'm aware, he's still in our prison.
Oh,
Oh.
recent news has stated that he actually broke the vault. So who broke it then?
She pauses for a moment and then looks up for a second and just says, "Vienna? Vienna? The vault is the tiefling in question. The two tieflings in question are still sitting in the vault. They're playing tic-tac-toe." Wait,
Unless
wait,
she
wait,
kinda
wait, wait, wait. You guys haven't heard anything yet.
Oh.
Vienna?
And there's still playing tic tac toe in the vault, as far as I'm aware.
Varth will look down and repeat that. Okay, now you guys can go.
Wait. If Boss is still in the vault, then who else could make portals? Unless she kind of
Unless,
looks over to Charlotte.
unless there's a
Even
second boss?
an alternate reality of him.
That would be a foolish thought to think on. We don't have
Oh.
any evidence suggesting that right now.
That's true. But it could be somebody with just as much power as Boss.
Well, we're only going off of theories at that point. So I'd rather not think about countless theories that doesn't link up to any evidence.
Right. We should probably go check it out.
We're also getting far off the topic here. We need to determine what we're going to do. According to this note, we may be too late by the time we get there.
I take it that's not stopping Vierna's followers from following their original plan.
We're going to be doing our plan irregardless. We've got our orders. Unless Fiona says that we should check this out first, then Bath shrugs.
She hears focus on the original plan. I could honestly care less about the Elf City.
Yeah, she doesn't
What
care
about
about
that?
the Elf City.
Oh. But what about the orb that's stationed in there? That could be
You would
really
think she'd be a
dangerous.
little concerned about that.
Yeah.
Well, are you
She-
concerned about that, Vienna?
And not really. This in you all seem to be. Better get a move on.
Bath will say,
Oh.
yeah, she doesn't care. So, if you're really concerned about it, you should probably get a move on. She looks to the others and then says, "Change of plans. We're marching in alone. Let's go." And you see Garth say, "Jolly good. I get to use my lich army then." And you
Sorry,
see
you
the
guys go on.
Pardon?
Sorry, continue.
What did you say?
I was going to go talk to Cricket for a moment.
Alright, well, I'll get to that in a second, but yeah. Does anyone have anything they want to say to the three before they head off? Okay. Then the
Hey,
three,
Three Stooges.
they don't turn.
Oh, that's all I got to say.
Alright. Then with that, you see them all head on their way. So, while you're going off to talk to Cricket, Cicada, Varen, is it? Valeth. Valeth.
Valid.
Varen is the father. Valeth
Yeah.
reaches into her bag and pulls out 2 sending scrolls and then says, I need to inform your father and get the army to retreat and start heading directly back to the city. What will you all be doing?
That is the question, isn't it? Jezebel says she sighs and looks to everybody.
Sne- eh, eh, eh. How would, even if we were able to get to the portal, how would we be able to destroy it?
I mean, dispel magic might work if you have a high enough caster.
Jezebel rolls her eyes. She then kind of gives a shrug and she goes, to be honest, I'm not really fond of this plan. Especially on the fact that everybody seems to be quite uncertain and wanting to do their own agenda on things, even after the barrier was broken. So, to be fair, I believe that what at least we should do is probably check on the elf city. But that's me.
Well, if you all would like to go ahead of us, I can assure you we will be a day or 2 behind. That's the earliest I can bring the army back.
If the drow do already have a presence in the elven city, then at the very least will be harder to spot than an army.
Indeed, we can get more information ourselves if we have to.
Then I'll leave it to you.
Because
If anything happens, you have my sending. Best of luck. My hopes go with you. Now, with that said, I will do Cicada and then you, Charlotte. Actually, I'll do Charlotte and then Cicada.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm just leaving the group. Charlotte's kind of done with the conversation now. That's all I was doing.
Okay. Cicada.
Okay, I kind of changed my mind in talking to Cricket for a moment. I'm gonna look at the map of the Underdark that I got so long ago, because I
Sure.
have that. I'm going to check if there's any spots where the Underdark goes underneath the Elf City.
I mean, there are points, but they're mostly deep down. Though, you do see a note saying that this section of the map is outdated and cave-ins and tunnels might have opened up since then.
Hmm. Then I also remember, nah, that's probably not important. Now, it's irrelevant now. Hmm. How far away from the Elf City are we?
You are... It's roughly 10-ish days or so on foot, but if you got horses, it'd be about 5 days. And I mean, you could always ask for a teleport again.
I think that's out of the question now. But would I be able to see the city from high up in the air on the horizon?
No. The horizon goes out for about a day, and the ocean isn't anywhere close.
So I can't see the city from this distance.
No.
Okay. I'd have to get closer to it then.
Mm-hmm. So,
But in that general direction, do I see anything unusual?
no.
Okay. That's it then.
Alright. Well, what are you guys going to do?
You're probably going to have to travel by horse.
We
And
only have Starchild with us. Unless
yes,
Miss Valeth here could provide us with transportation.
I can
Temporary, of course.
I can procure you a horse, yes, of course.
Okay.
we probably also need a cart because I think our cart's still at the
Yes, of course, I can
Cricket's
provide that.
house. Okay.
Thank you.
Very quickly though, Jezebel kind of wants to talk to the group.
Go ahead.
Well, when everybody's gathered, which includes Cicada and Charlotte, so I guess I'm gonna wait for Charlotte.
I was just going over the map of the Underdark here. Seems like there are a few tunnels that go underneath the Elf City, but it's outdated at the moment.
All right. Well, I do have a quick question to everybody. Do we all wish to go there?
We could try to send out a small scouting party just to check it out.
Jezebel gives a smirk as she points to herself. That's my specialty, dear. Technically speaking, I'm just saying. She said that she points to everybody. If you all wish to continue with this little alliance and see where it goes, I can go scouting myself and see how things are going on in the city. So I guess it's more so I'm just making sure that if everybody feels more like they want to go with the alliance, you don't have to come to the city. I, for one, though, am curious and would like to get more information about all this. Because to be fair, I'm not quite sure I trust this party going into the Underdark the way they are. They don't seem to quite be on the same link, so to speak. They have the same goal, yes, but scattered thoughts throughout this entire alliance is dangerous.
It may be an exaggeration to call it an alliance.
Indeed.
It
We're
was
two
more,
groups aimed vaguely at the same target.
pretty much. It was more we happened to be going in the same direction, and it would have been mutually beneficial. But since we're no longer going in the same direction, it makes sense for us to part ways.
Yes. But I'm also talking to my own group, thank you. She gives a bit of a mock bow. I'm more care for their safety, no offense, than this alliance. But I also don't want to hold them back if they wish to go and see the end of this. So she looks across at everybody. So if you all don't wish to come, you're welcome to stay. I'm just giving you options. But I, for one, am going to check out the city.
The Elf
I'd ra-
City?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
And now I'll come with you.
Isabel gives a bit of a smile. She goes, I'll enjoy the company.
If what's their name could use a different school of magic jewel to do the thing, then it could be done with the abjuration one. I'm pretty sure about that.
Charlotte, roll an intelligence for me. Or, history. Either one.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
nat 20.
You remember when you guys were trapped in the mid dimension that both Cricket and the gods, like both groups, said that any of these gems can open portals.
Do I also remember that roll of how many were actually still around? I know some were destroyed. Some were taken by Cricket. I assume there's one for every school of magic.
Yes. If the schools of magic, if those stones were broken, the school of magic would cease to exist. For example, if the illusion stone was broken, then you could no longer cast minor illusion.
Okay.
Wait, did we break that stone?
You haven't broken any of them.
Oh.
Cricket has become some.
Ah.
Cricket has the conjuration, evocation, and transmutation stone that you know of.
And
Silicis has illusion.
Okay. And we know that the abjuration stone is currently at the Elf City, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It's risky. If we destroy that stone, the barrier will go down, but so will all abjuration ever.
The
It'd
goal
probably be
is
best if we reclaim it. I don't know if the stones can be destroyed.
Even then,
guys, what were you saying, Charlotte?
It's okay. I lost my train. Continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ninja.
That is why I'd rather go to the city and try to see if they do have it and if they have indeed destroyed it. And if they haven't, it's probably best that we take it and make sure they don't. Because to be fair, if what you're saying is true, then if they were to destroy it, then this would only progress their plans on releasing their god. Perhaps.
Well, it would also destroy their barrier. Maybe we can use the stone to dispel the barrier.
She gives a bit of a smile. She scratches top of Cicada's head. That's also the other idea, isn't it? So that's why I want to head to the city as well. If we were to get that, we technically will be able to have a much easier way to break the barrier. Especially if, say, this alliance kind of runs into a few stones in the road.
So you've all decided that you're going to the city. Great.
A small party is going to the city.
Yes,
to
and
recover the stone of abjuration, if it's still there.
Alrighty then.
Yes, and the army of 5,000 people are also going to turn around and go to the city too. But they're going to be 2 days behind.
That's fine.
All right. Whatever it is we're planning to do next, it's obvious the Elven City 80 is a critical part in all of this. So I won't be able to relax until I know for sure that the worst hasn't come to pass.
So, is there anything else you guys would like to discuss?
I think that's about it.
Okay, well, what would you guys like to do? What would you guys like
I guess
to
you're
do?
ready to leave?
Should we just head out then?
Yeah, procure some transportation in the form of horses or owl cats, if applicable.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough money in the budget for owl cats.
Horses it is.
Alright, let me just set this up. Okay, so I just need to grab the horse. Okay.
Star Child. I think. Hmm. Either one or two people can ride on Star Child for now.
You're gonna get 2 horses in a wagon, since you requested it.
Okay.
Well, technically, we only need 1 horse because we already have a horse.
Yeah, so you're gonna have horses and a wagon.
Okay, I was just making sure that wasn't a we have 2 additional horses and not we have 2 horses.
Okay, and I just need.
Okay.
Would you stop doing that?
Technical difficulties.
Oh, I see the issue. Stupid thing. There. There you go. Second horse.
Okay.
So,
Hooray!
you've all made camp for the night. You've traveled for a day, and you're all eating dinner, that sort of thing. Actually, I'll put Ryu there. Yeah, there we go.
So it's like, haha, just like old times, eh?
So, is there anything anyone would like to say before something?
If this were more like old times, my grandfather would be with us.
True.
What he's doing?
No, not quite, Jezebel says with a bit of a smirk. We'd be looking for him.
True.
Looking
So
for
true.
looking for him, he would be him being with us looking for him, him does him whatever, or at least in some way he'd be involved. We don't even know where he is right now.
Trust Lady Rura, Ryu. She's used to doing this. She's done this for centuries, if not longer.
I know.
As you're all quietly eating food, having fun, relaxing.
For a
You've-
bit, I got something real quick.
Okay.
Jezebel glances to Korak. She goes, "So, Vienna, huh?"
And apparently, 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 my mother and I had the same idea.
Oh,
Yeah, Cicada looks a little concerned about Korax's choice, but she doesn't
There was
say
no
anything.
okay. Before you ask anything, there was no long-term commitment of any kind.
Mm,
so just for the teleportation, hmm?
Yes, we get where we need to go. She gets to spike cricket.
So this is for Vienna to spite and not you.
Yep.
Okay, good, because I was going to recommend you about acting like a child. But perhaps I'll save that for later. Didn't quite give us a chance to explain things a little more better about the cricket situation. And kind of, instead of hearing out a little bit more about things, you just kind of went right for Vienna. Some would say you kind of did it because you also wanted to spite cricket yourself.
And it spite is a strong word. I wanted to warn Cricket.
And that warning would be?
You, you don't have nearly the leverage on us you seem to think we do.
Leverage.
Cicada.
You do realize that when...
Go on.
No, you go.
You finish.
No, you go.
You finish what you were going to say, and then I'll go.
She then goes, dang it, I lost my train of thought.
You do realize...
I lost it. Just go. I
Okay.
completely lost my train
Sorry.
of thought. No, it's okay.
It's okay.
So, Cicada,
Oh boy.
you hear a voice echo in your head. I request permission to possess your body for a moment, Cicada. No harm will come to anyone, I promise.
Okay.
As Cricket takes control, the nervous look on Cicada's face vanishes, and her gaze becomes blank.
For this segment, Cricket is the one speaking through Cicada's voice. If you wanted Bierna to spite me, congratulations. You succeeded. You see that her face of concern has been turned into one of anger, which is very uncharacteristic for the Kenku. And she's staring directly at Korax.
And 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 well, and
Nope. Quiet. I'm talking now.
I
You
wasn't aware you could tell me to be quiet.
You succeeded in your task, and I have felt a new emotion I have not experienced in a generation.
Congratulations, Korax. I have silenced you. Continue, Cicada.
You both, she's referring to Korax and Ryu, say, you don't trust me. Fine. But make no mistake, this was never about trust. You say I forced you. She's looking at Ryu. How's your grandfather doing these days? Perhaps some spite. Deserves spite in return. And she's holding up her staff, which has 4 gems in it now, instead of 3. Perhaps I should just eat him. Make his soul part of me, so that you will never see him again. Or perhaps I will kill him, and then revive him, and kill him again. And then she points the staff to Korax. Perhaps I will head through the barrier, hasten the ritual, and help them summon their god to this world. Or kill your entire family, your entire army. The gods you chose to spite me with were mortal ones. Never forget that. And then she turns to Charlotte. You have completed your... I am currently... Sorry, hold on. I am currently indisposed and unable to speak with you directly, only with thoughts. But I will say it aloud, so all of them hear. Let them hear. She points the staff to Charlotte. You have completed your end of the pact. You attempted to persuade them. It failed. As it stands, I no longer wish to recruit them. Let my brother eat them. This fracture is doomed to fall anyway.
And with that final foreboding message, Cicada's eyes clear, and her posture hunches once more, and the staff vanishes.
God.
Well
God.
then,
Cricket has a brother?
I
We
wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what happened, but oh my god, I felt that. Ugh.
we did we and we did some we short answer we did something in cricket didn't like, and now cricket it's throwing a tantrum.
I
you angered a god. Well done, guys.
And a god that easy to anger is not worth serving. I did it with the help of someone who wasn't cricket.
Here's the
That's what
thing,
this is
though,
about.
dear.
It's
Here's the
cricket.
thing, though, dear. What exactly has cricket done so far that has been considered evil? That we
Cricket unleashed untold death and destruction across the entire planet for 10 years. Jezebel.
ever wanted to know why exactly? Ever
Because
decided maybe
it's
maybe
not
just to ask
fair.
him since he's
That's
already here.
what he specifically said.
Maybe there was a reason. Everybody has a reason for doing things, dear.
A reason to cause that much death? No.
Do you think it was
No
willingly,
reason
though?
could possibly be good enough, Jezebel.
Have you considered that maybe he didn't have the ability to stop himself? From what I can tell, he was pulled into this world against his own wishes or something. And then
Not
his
only
mere presence caused the issue. What makes you think that was intentional?
not only that, but whenever I got taken over because of cricket after what happened in the city, when it came to dear Charlotte, he didn't have a choice either in the matter. Something was playing and almost took Cicada over, but instead I had him chose me. He wasn't able to control himself that time either. So us being dragged into that realm wasn't entirely his fault. He was compelled by the drow.
By
He loses
my
control. That
kind
he
on the
throws
other
a tantrum
side.
when it loses control of himself that easily. Throws a tantrum whenever we get help. When we get help from other gods, can't seem to hear the word or no. Unless we make him throw that tantrum, and you still think we should try to get along with him?
At least keep an eye on him, dear. That's the reason why I took the pact. To keep an eye on him. And do you know what his request was in return for my pact? To protect Cicada.
Meanwhile, you notice that Cicada has left the campfire.
Gorax doesn't notice. She's too busy arguing with Jezebel.
Yep.
Well,
And she's just staring him.
I'm going to pause you both.
This is good.
Guys,
This is gonna continue.
Correct! I am going to pause you there and give the others a chance to speak. Ryu? Clora, is there anything you would like to say? Before we move over to Charlotte and Cicada.
Well, I did ask my father about the pact stuff, and he did say some things you may find of interest, but if you're so vehemently against him, I don't think anything would be able to convince you otherwise. Even if one of the items was that a cleric took a pact so they can serve their god better.
Ryu, do you have anything you wish to add?
Ryu is just clenching his fist very tightly around his knees right now. I'll like you can see it to the point where he's like the nails are digging into the fabric of his clothes as they're emitting streams of purple fire, and he's got his head down and he's crying. A tear falls from his eye, and burns the grass where it lands in blue flames. He suddenly stands up and goes, "That bastard better keep his filthy hands off my grandfather!"
All right. Cicada, Charlotte.
Okay. Kata has run off. She has managed to get to a clearing in the woods nearby, and she's decided to rest there for a bit. And she doesn't look well at all. For all she knows, she is alone. Again.
Charlotte.
Charlotte left Shiva with the group as she went to the same direction Cicada did. However, she a lot more subtle and silent about it, keeping her distance away from her as she eventually into a clearing. And Charlotte in the woods still. She looks up to the trees above her and into her own weapon. I'm sorry, Cricket. You did me a good, and in the end, I have failed to even uphold the end of the deal. I can't change the minds of others. I can only figure out things myself. I'm sorry, Cicada. That's all Charlotte says.
Wait, is Charlotte right next to Cicada at the moment?
No, she's in the distance, probably about 30 feet away.
Are you being quiet so would Cicada hear you or not?
Up in the air. She's not whispering it, but she's not talking, screaming loud either.
Just a yes or no.
So,
Would Cicada hear
all right,
you?
I'll say. Cicada roll perception.
Okay.
I'll just do it that way.
She's
Yeah, that's
not
fair.
really percepting anything at the moment. She's flooded.
All right, okay,
with
okay.
her
What's
own
your passive perception?
12.
Okay, you definitely don't hear this.
Okay. In that case, I'll leave you both to that. And now we can return to Jezebel and Corax.
Clara's going to join the conversation and say, well, technically speaking, what Cricket said was more of an example of what would be him extorting you, but he didn't do it. Of things that he could have done to force you to join, but he hasn't done.
Well then, Jezebel says as she's seeming to calm down just a tad bit and smiles to Clara. Look who's actually being insightful for once.
And it does nothing to address the things he has done.
So what? You're
Or-
just gonna hold a grudge the entire time?
Or the things he just threatened to do to us.
Again, what did dear Clara just say? It could have been things that he could have done to make you, both of you, join him. Did he? Did he compel any of us to force you? No. His request was to try, keyword T-R-Y, try, to get you to form a pact with him. Not forced. Try. And did you? Did you hear any of us out about our pacts with him? Maybe consider that yes, he perhaps cannot be trusted, but like me, I formed a pact to keep an eye on him. to see his actions and see his true self. Everybody has secrets, something they're hiding. But if the term keep your friends close but enemies closer, that's what I'm doing right now. You could have listened to our stories, hear what it is we're doing, or at least maybe consider a little more better. Instead, you hold his past actions against him.
That
Do you
is
not
what
believe?
every person should be judged by, Jezebel.
So then
Their
you do not
actions.
believe in a second chance then, dear Corax.
And
If you did something horribly to somebody else, and they forever hold a grudge against you, when you either are proven innocent or could be proven innocent, and yet maybe you regret what you did, you would probably not consider yourself capable of a second chance.
at what point did he act as though he was interested in redemption? He outright said he did not care.
Again, as Clora said, he said all that because just like how most people lose their temper, even gods lose their temper. And he is a new god that is given a form, and he's learning the world. Like a newborn child, like experience things for the first time. And right now, you just gave him an incentive called basically a temper tantrum.
And before he had a real physical form, he was more of an amalgamation of stuff.
It's
Does
the
that
reason
make
why
sense?
it's the reason why I decided to try to give him a chance by keeping an eye on him. But like I said, his conditions for forming a pact, or I made my own conditions. He didn't say no to any of them. I asked him for power to protect my loved ones. That if a decision comes that it's either that he had to use Cicada for something, he used me instead. And his terms were all I had to do was protect Cicada. Those were my terms. Did you ask anybody else about theirs? Did any of theirs sound evil to you? Did you even bother talking to us? That's all you needed to do. Or maybe even just trust us a little. You all taught me to trust again. I've been alone by myself, keeping people at a distance for years. Then I meet you all. You all taught me to trust. And right now, Corax, maybe even you just a little bit too as well with you. You're not quite listening to your comrades or trusting us right now. Our words. You're instead judging somebody on their past actions.
Oh, really?
That doesn't quite seem fair to
Really?
me.
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt since I found out he was Atropus. I I tr- I trusted him with our well-being when he offered his aid to us, even if it did come with conditions. And even after everything, somewhere in there, I was hoping to be able to give him a second chance, and he just wasted it.
Did he do what he just threatened to do, Ryu?
Just the
Do you
fact that
know?
he would, just the fact that he even, just the fact that he would even consider threatening the people most important to me is all I need. All I need to know.
Okay, well then consider this. We owe Cricket our lives.
And
Yes, it was thanks to our comrades, but it was also Cricket that took half of us, including you, Ryu, she yells over, to the mortar plane to help get the rest of us out of that hellhole.
Cricket was also very largely responsible for putting us there in the first place.
Yes, but would we have gotten out if it wasn't for his help? Hmm?
Also, it's been established that he didn't have a choice in the matter.
Again, not a choice.
He had a
But it
choice in
was,
the matter of getting you out.
again, Jezebel motions to Clara like, yes. You may not trust him, and you may be judging him by his current actions currently because of his temper tantrum. But the fact of the matter is that we still owe Cricket our lives. And you guys are being just a tad bit ungrateful.
Did you not hear me? He went and he said when he set off to look into that portal, back in his world. I told him that I would stop it. I would do anything, whatever it took, to make sure he came back into this world with us. That what is me upholding my vow as a kitsune, and repaying my debt to him. And this is what he does for me in return. Threatens me, threatens my family.
You don't get to call yourself a hero if you made the mess in the first place.
He's not trying to be a hero.
You know what I
Jezebel
mean.
says, just shaking her head still. He's trying to be something, and he's figuring that out. Before
And he
you can walk,
tried.
you must crawl. And
And
that's
he
what he's
tried
doing.
and he tried and he tried and succeeded to resolve the issue regarding the other plane. He had assistance, but it happened.
Jezebel just gives a deep sigh and then just motions to Ryu to calm down. She goes, I'm not trying to make you upset. You both made your decisions. The only thing is that I wish that you could just talk to us a little bit more about things before you acted rashly. And trusted us too. You may not trust Atropus, Cricket, whatever you want to call him. But the fact of the matter is that the majority of us made pacts with him. So technically, at the moment, part of our fates are entwined with his. I just wish you had just given us a chance to talk.
Why do you insist on acting like us not trusting Atropus is the same as not trusting you? You both had your reasons for making pacts with Atropus. Yes, I can't I haven't blamed either of you for that. Even in when those pacts have led to such severe consequences, just both times. Ims, you were never the problem for me. Hell, there was never even a problem until Cricket started getting greedy and wanting to form pacts with the rest of us. And now and then we tell him no. Oh, one time, and he threatens to take everything from us.
You hadn't made your decision yet, though, had you? Did you tell us you wanted to tell him no?
I feel like I made that very clear.
Talking to Ryu, dear.
I already vowed my life over to someone else, and that person never asked me to, and he still to this day hasn't asked anything from me since that day. He saved my life. Who do you think I'm going to stay loyal to more?
Then.
The one who's done everything for me and asked for nothing in return, or the person who wants to take everything from me and threatened to take it from me if I don't provide.
To be fair, you did bring her to his breaking point, she says with a shrug. But
this was all it took to bring him to a breaking point. We asked Vierna for help one time and he flipped his lid.
Still, what I wanted was what Ryu just did, to talk. I made a promise to Charlotte to try to convince you both to see if we can do so. If not, I would have talked to Charlotte about seeing about maybe talking to Cricket about seeing about another condition. But this here, she points to Ryu, despite the yelling, dear, is what I wanted. To talk. And then if it was going to be a thing where we couldn't convince you, then I was going to talk to Charlotte next. This is all I wanted. To just see if maybe there was a possibility we could try. Either way, she gives a bit of a shrug and then she sits down. She goes, each one reaps what they sow. We just gotta live with it now.
I will reiterate that my father told me that a cleric did make a pact to extend their life so they could serve their god better, and I have a feeling that they did consult with their god in this matter.
Er, did your father's did and did your father bring up the details of that? What strings were attached? How did the god react?
As I said, I'm assuming that God probably would have said no if they didn't want it, and I'm pretty
That's
sure
a
they were involved.
that's a very big assumption. You're assuming a lot of things there.
To be fair, so were you, dear.
I wasn't told all the details because it was just information.
Details, just information. Details are important.
It was more he didn't ask. That's a little that I'm just saying. Gloria did not say so I can't tell.
Also, I didn't ask for details, because what he told me was sufficient for my decision.
That doesn't surprise me.
So you
I can
guys
ask
done?
him right now if you want me to. I can think to my parents, you know.
What are you doing it or are you not doing it? Or are you guys done?
Korax has not replied to Chlora yet.
And I'm not sure Korax is even aware that Flora can telekinetically contact her parents that way.
That's why Clara said she could.
Oh,
She just barely said that.
oh, you were saying that in character. Okay.
Yes.
Ask, I guess.
Chlora asks for the details.
Um, he basically describes that a a paladin of the Platinum Dragon decided to make a pact with a I'm just trying to think which pact it was. Yeah, it was probably a fae for an extension to their life so they could better serve their god in return for half of their additional life. Basically, they get half of the life to better serve their god, and then they'd spend the other half of the extra life playing with the pixie. And the Platinum Dragon, being the Platinum Dragon, didn't give a shit. I mean, they get Platinum Dragon just would have said, sure, whatever.
Chlora forwards this information because I don't think I would remember all of that in character. I'll remember all of that.
That's fine. Deal. Yeah, the god was fine with it because the Platinum Dragon is pretty, like, whatever. So, are you guys done then? Correct?
And can't think of anything to add to this, so yeah.
Alrighty.
You all notice that Cicada is still missing.
Well, before that, Charlotte.
After Charlotte, sees the night is going by slowly and slowly. She's assuming Cicada is asleep now fully. By this time has passed.
She's not asleep. She's still on the ground, with her head in her arms.
Well, that changes things a little bit, but not too much. Charlotte walks over to her and then places her hat on her head. You done? People are gonna miss you, you know.
No, you see her head raise and she's crying.
Charlotte, being a very small rabbit folk, was probably at her size anyway when she's sitting down in her arms. So, Charlotte rests a hand on her shoulder. I remember when I was in this situation once. And you know who was there for me during that time? It was you, Cicada. I'm not the best talker. And nor do I light up the room whenever I enter it, like you do. But nor is this something I'm sure you won't even want to do. But I'm here for you for the night, at least.
It's happening again. I don't think they want me around anymore.
Who is they?
Ryu and Korax.
And what makes you say that?
As a cricket. They don't
Eh,
trust him, so they probably don't trust me either.
you heard this story a few times, haven't you? The one of a black rabbit going into nearly suicidal fights and just to survive. When it really matters, Cicada, whether if you feel like they don't trust you or not, do you still believe you hold the bonds with them? Whenever my soldiers went out to battle with me, we had a bond. It's very similar to you guys. Do you still feel that bond with them?
I could try to talk to them, but I don't feel like it right now.
You don't have to. You can take your time. No injury is instantly recovered, and clearly this affected everybody here.
Hey,
One thing I will say though, if you plan to sleep out here tonight, I'm not leaving you alone. Jezebel kill me.
Yep.
And plus, it's not the right thing for me to do anyway. But secondly, Jezebel kill me.
understandable. uh, I'm just gonna stay here for a bit.
Charlotte looks up to the night sky. And then she sits down with Cicada. Ugh. You know, I never have a lot of faith in myself either. With everyone acting the way they are, I have no way to convince them or push out my own ideas to them. I feel I feel really different from the rest of them. Does that make any sense?
Kinda, yeah.
Do you feel the same way?
Yeah.
I'm sure they all do in their own way. With Korax's ideas, Ryu's ideas, Jezebel's ideas, Flora's ideals. But we're here, are we not?
You
I
know,
guess I'm just gonna keep talking your ear off until you smile. So I hope you're prepared for a long night.
oh boy.
Oh. That hat will protect you too, so I suggest you wear it pretty well for right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I trust you with it more than I trust myself. And I wouldn't worry about the anger. Emotions fade over time. They never die, but the burst always goes down. So go back to camp tomorrow, and I'm sure people will feel at least better than they did last night.
Okay.
Good night, Cicada.
Good night, Charlotte.
And Charlotte's like leans her head on Cicada's shoulder and just sleeps there.
She also eventually tires out and go to sleep.
Alright. Is there anything anyone wants to do before you head to sleep?
Ryu shakily puts his fingers up to his temple and casts sending.
Yep.
Grandpa, wherever you are, I know this is sudden. Please tell me you're safe. I need to know you're safe.
It's about a minute or two, but you do get a response. Yes. Hold on, I need to count this out. Yes. Hello, Ryu. I am alright. I'm still working things out, but I'm doing a little better now. Thank you.
He sends another. Ryu casts sending again. Thank the gods. Someone. I was sorry. I guess I'm sorry. I just had a really bad nightmare. But I'm. But I'm. But I'm glad to know you're safe.
That's the thing about nightmares. You gotta wake up eventually.
Ryu, nods his head in agreement as he takes his fingers away from his temple. And just rests his hands. It rests his hand down back to his side. He's visibly calmed down a bit.
Alright. Anything else anyone wants to do before you sleep?
One last thing.
Go for it.
All of them were mortal once, huh? Oh, you know nothing. I'm gonna just send a quick prayer to the Platinum Dragon.
To clarify, because it happened quickly, he said, "The gods you chose to spite me with were all mortal once." It didn't say all gods were mortal once, just the specific gods.
And,
Just to clarify.
Well, oh, Platinum Dragon, and if you could put Atropus in his place, it's just a bit. That would be nice. Thanks. Bye.
Is that all you do?
Yeah, just mutter off that quick prayer before dropping into the trance.
Alright. Last check. Has everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cicada, You have a dream. And
Boy.
in fact, when you wake up, you realize you've actually drawn what you dreamed. You dream of a giant cat eating the sun.
Oh no.
For you, you have a dream
Hmm.
as well. You have a nightmare. You have a nightmare about everything you love. Being killed by cricket. How pleasant. Clara, you have a dream where it's not really much of a dream, as you sort of just suddenly become aware of everything and what you are and what cricket is. And it's like everything about who you are that's confused you as of late clicks into place. And you remember. That's right. I'm a redacted.
What? Oh,
Okay.
it's like we can't say the actual name of species because it would just melt our mind.
Pretty much, yeah. So
Yeah.
so your family has come to calling your species as redacted because it's a close enough translation.
Easier.
It's a close enough translation to what the actual meaning is.
Okay.
You now have access to your new racial ability.
Okay.
Jezebel, you have a dream where you were walking along a dark black hallway with Cicada by your side. And at the end of the hallway, Cricket is standing there holding the door open for you. You step through the door and he closes it behind you and you wake up. Corax, you dream of stars. You sail past them, flying through them, coming close to marvel at them before shooting off once more. You realize you are not flying through them so much as walking along the wing of the Platinum Dragon. Each star, another reality, right beneath your feet. And that's what you dream of. Charlotte, you dream of Boss. You remember his smile, his bemused look at you, and then your first tumble through the fraction. You remember your first sight of this world, of the moon, the stars, and the forest. And then you all wake up to find yourselves outside the elf city. You stand up and look to the entrance, and you see no guards, an empty street, and clothing. All just tossed on the ground in sets. Shirt, pants, shoes.
God, they've been raptured. Ah!
Nothing but clothing as far as you can see. And that is where we will end this session.
Oh my god.
Thank you all for tuning in. See you next time. This was a session and a half, huh? We actually went overtime.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all
Oh
for coming.
God.
Thank you all for playing. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay,